that wood batter up.
I'm the first to swing. Home run with that give me what you got thing. Hot queens, fuck a dub. Smoke a ounce, show me love. Hit the club, me and T Love. Hollywood. I put my Mac down. She threw a curveball. She oatmeal and smoked that herb. That's some Nelly Bow.
Yo, what is up, everybody? Welcome to the Payoff Pitch presented by Fantasy Phenom. I'm Kyle, riding solo tonight. I think Mike fell asleep on me. No shade, Mike, no shade. But I don't think he's awake anymore. So, but dude's been working mad hours over at the hospital or ambulance station, whatever. So, y'all get me tonight, unfortunately. Why am I whispering? I'm not whispering. Yo, what's up, Sterling? How was Vegas, man? I hope you had a good time. I saw you you post them winnings a little bit. $1,000 at the blackjack table. I like it. Anytime you win in Vegas, it's a good day. DFS, man. DFS continues to be a hectic week. I've cashed the last 3 days except for tonight. Yo, that's what's up, man. But I got stuck with Cargo in my lineup tonight. Also got stuck with... I had someone else that didn't play. Basically, I didn't do research today. On top of that, the fact... most of you guys know I recently actually had my orientation today. I decided to join the dark side with Mike. Got hired at an ambulance company. Zero connection. Mike's obviously on the other side of the country. But going to be working there. Help pay off some of this debt, basically. Looking to, you guys know, obviously I quit Target about 6 months back. Basically just been putting everything I got into the business, no regrets, but have racked up some serious debt in the meantime. And so definitely just looking to pay some of that off. I know it's a great company. Mom's been on the medical field her entire life. Shout out to her. She was a ICU nurse for about 25 years. So saving lives runs in the family, obviously in the business as well, with Mike doing his thing. Kyle buying the beer week 1 for NFL. It's lit. But yeah, man, we're having fun. Shout out to all the guys in River. We know Dan is holding it down. We're still getting some write-ups in there. Jer, Theo, a lot of good guys to lean on for the information that you guys would get normally from the Lock Show. Of course, Dan doing his arcade thing. Jim is going to be doing some NFL work. Huge shout out to John. John Hill, I believe his name is. John something. I blanket on the last name. He goes by Madison's dad in River. He put together some CFL sheets for us. Ho. You guys all know him in River. He is putting together some soccer sheets. JC and Sydney are holding down the entire baseball sheets. So we got a ton of good guys in there. Sydney's filter is apparently lit. He's had a guy messaging him, telling him how awesome his filter's been. It put him on Cleveland when they scored 12 runs. So plenty of knowledgeable minds. Shout out to all those guys that are doing that. That's what it's all about. You guys are kind of expanding the knowledge of the group. The entire goal of this is to build it up as like a social media platform. You guys have, some people like Dan's knowledge. Some people in the group like Mike and some like me. Not everyone listens to my picks. Not everyone listens to Mike. But that's the beauty of it, is you guys kind of get the option of who you want to listen to, see both sides, and kind of pick your plays from there. Maybe me and Mike are on the same guys, but it all goes from there. So you guys are awesome. Appreciate you all. But yeah, let's dig into a 15-game slate tomorrow. We got Atlanta and Philadelphia. R.A. Dickey and Mark Leiter. Not Leader. Leiter. I always fuck up his name. But we have a ton of good pitching options on this slate tomorrow. A lot of good guys that are high strikeout guys, and Mark Leiter, god damn it, Leiter has been one of them. Dude's got a 25.6% K rate, a 11% swing and strike rate, and an xFIP of 3.35. Now, for comparison's sake, that is 5th best on the entire slate of all pitchers. All 30 pitchers, he's got the 5th best xFIP in the last month. And over the last 14 days, it has dropped a little bit, but his last start was really, really good. So, he's obviously a prospect. We know he's going to have some bumpy times, but I see upside here in Atlanta. Against Atlanta. I see upside in the matchup with Atlanta, I should clarify. But I don't know that I go there on a 15-game slate. Maybe as a DK option, maybe SP2. But 15-game slate, you really got to nail that pitching down. And so, looking there, I don't know if he's the guy I go to. But I'm definitely not attacking him with Atlanta. And on the flip, man, I'm definitely not attacking R.A. Dickey. The dude continues to just pitch well enough. Is he an SP2 option on DraftKings? Probably not. Philadelphia is the hottest team in baseball right now with a WOBA of, if I'm not mistaken, damn near 400. It is 367 over the last. 367 over the last 7 days. So one of the hottest teams in baseball right now. Their ISO is no joke either. You're looking at a 282 ISO. Now that is best on the entire slate. Highest ISO, so home runs, right? That's all they're doing. Rhys Hoskins, we know about him. Nick Williams had a good game. Cesar Hernandez swinging the bat well. Cameron Rupp finding his swing. So I'm not pitching Dickey, but a young team versus a knuckleballer, it's one of the pitches where BVP matters. There's not a ton of it, but I'd imagine young bats, not seeing a lot of knuckleballers. Not going to be a spot I'm attacking. If they go off, they will be low owned, so you got that advantage. Trevor Bauer and Jaime Garcia. Jaime Garcia has not been good. Damn, Rhea with the shade. This is better than a lullaby. Damn. Rhea with the shade. It's good. If you guys, by the way, shameless plug here. If you guys would like some female fantasy football expert advice, not only is Rhea in the Fantasy Phenom group along with Bree and Tiffany, but Rhea also has her own YouTube channel, Instant Rhea Play, catchy name there. She is starting up her own series of fantasy football questions. Give her a subscribe, comment some thoughts on her videos. She knows her stuff. But Trevor Bauer and Jaime Garcia. Trevor Bauer's been pitching really, really solid of late. He's got a 29% K rate in his last couple starts. Shit. Jaime Garcia, the exact opposite. Not pitching well. Fuck you, Theo. Amish. Yeah, I need a haircut. Now that I have money, I'm going to get a haircut. But yeah, Jaime Garcia, not getting strikeouts. Got an xFIP of damn near 6 over his last 14 days, which is 3 starts. Cleveland bats coming in hot. They are hitting better on the road than at home over the last month. And they obviously just hit some home runs against Severino. So I could see the same thing happening tomorrow with Jaime Garcia. New York Stadium is a solid park to hit in. So I could see some bats there. Austin Jackson, Brandon Guyer, Edwin Encarnacion, some of the righty bats come to mind here. And then Trevor Bauer, I'm not pitching him against the Yankees. They're not striking out a ton, and they are one of the better teams in the league right now, at least bat-wise. So not going to pitch Bauer here. I think this will probably be a pitcher fade for me, but I could look at some Cleveland bats. Miami and Washington. Vance Worley will make the start in place of Justin Nicolino. And then Edwin Jackson, who has come back down to earth a little bit. Had a couple nice starts, found a little bit of reserve in that gas tank, but I think he is back to being blow-up potential. Miami is the hottest team. I said Philadelphia. Philadelphia has the highest ISO. Miami has the highest WOBA in the last 7 days. You're looking at a 377 WOBA. Stanton stays hot. I mean, he's on pace for, he's got to get at least 60 home runs this year. I could see 65. 70's a stretch, but, yo, by the way, this dude, oh man, this hurt me so bad. For those of you unfamiliar, Barry Bonds was the hitting coach for the Marlins last year. And Stanton went out and said to him, the single season home run record is 62. He basically just flipped off Barry and said, fuck you. Fuck your home run record. Oh, that hurt, man. You guys know Barry is my all-time favorite player. Hall of Famer without the steroids. And it's not like everybody hasn't been cheating the entire existence of baseball, all the way back to spitballs, segregation era. You know what, to me, honestly, I know I'm on a little tangent here. I honestly think the segregation era was more of a cheat than the steroid era. You excluded an entire population of players from playing baseball, and we're going to count those records. And then we got the spitballs, and then you're going to say steroids, which, mind you not, had steroids not happened, baseball would be trash, right? It literally revived the sport. And here you are, these guys, man, I can't stand it. And Bud Selig, that guy's a snake, man. He turned a blind eye to those steroids and now getting into the Hall of Fame, and he's going to sit there and throw shade on these guys. But, point for another day. Just saying. There's been cheating in all sports, all across it. Steroids were not even illegal when the players started taking them. So, whatever. But, anyways, fuck Stanton for that comment. But, anyways, he's having an amazing year, amazing stretch. I think he's the MVP at this point. Miami's not going to make the playoffs, but he's got to be the MVP. He has to be. Anyways, I think they are in a good position tomorrow. I can play them happily against Washington and Edwin Jackson. And, I don't know that I stack Washington against Vance Worley. He's already not shut them down. I guess shut them down kind of. But there's not a good enough offense without Bryce right now to stack. However, I will say Trey Turner will make his return tomorrow. At least he's coming off the the DL. Whether he starts is up in the air. But Rob says it's different these days, though. The stitching in the balls help the bite. Straight talk, it's easier to hit home runs. Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely, man. So, that's my thoughts on that game and that situation. Sorry for the tangent. We got Seattle and Baltimore. Erasmo Ramirez and Dylan Bundy. Bundy has had a fantastic August. In the last 30 days. Yeah, Theo, you bring up a huge point. Launch angle is huge. Dudes are literally Rhys Hoskins. Literally the poster boy, like Mike said last night. This dude has literally changed his entire swing to adjust for the home run and the launch angle. Fuck, Sterling. Sammy could have played pre-segregation. Yo, have you guys seen... Hold on, now I gotta find this. Sammy Sosa Neapolitan. Have you guys seen this meme? I don't know if you can see that picture. Yeah. I saw this. It started dying. I know it's probably older, so most of you guys that have internet have seen it, but fuck. Anyways. Seattle, Baltimore. Dylan Bundy, dude, over the last month has... Yo, what's up, Kush? Dylan Bundy over the last month has been pitching fantastic. Over his last 3 starts, he's got an xFIP of 3. For comparison's sake here, Dylan Bundy over the last month has an xFIP of 3.19. That is second best on the entire slate, second only to Chris Sale. So, talking about plays tomorrow, and he's still fairly mid-range price, 8.7, 8.8. I think Dylan Bundy definitely deserves a look. Seattle over the last week has the 5th worst WOBA in the entire league. That's 5th from the bottom, so not good. They're striking out almost 23% of the time, so there's K upside here. Dylan Bundy's got a 33% K rate. And his WOBA, now this could be, his BABIP is a little lower. It's under 300. So might see some regression, but the fact that his WOBA is lower than his average against is a little concerning. I could see that definitely rising. But again, still a good play, I think, against Seattle. I know it is in Baltimore. I don't think anybody's going to play him, and he should get run support against Erasmo Ramirez. How do you go from Dominican to pink? That was funny, man. Baltimore also one of the hottest teams, the hottest team of the last month still, if you look at WOBA. So definitely could see them against Erasmo. Adam Jones, another home run today. Manny Machado, nice game. Chris Sale against Toronto. I believe this is his third or fourth start on against Toronto. Let me double check those stats for you. I don't want to give you alternative facts here. I know I'm unprepared for the show by not having these stats readily available. Forgive me. Yo, there's an $888 tournament tomorrow. Won't be in that. Recent game logs. Last time against Toronto, 37. I'd have to go back and find the others. Essentially, the point I'm getting at is Sale is still a good play. He is actually dropped in price. Fake news, alternative facts. It's all the same shit. Why didn't Mike... God damn it. Roasting session tonight, man. Y'all are out. His price has dropped. It's actually 10-9 on FanDuel, which is fair. 13-2 on DK. I can do it. And he gets a good matchup. Toronto... Now, actually, I should take that back. It's not a great matchup. Toronto at home versus lefties has actually been their best split, WOBA and power-wise. So, again, it's small sample size, only in the last 30 days, but worth mentioning. K upside is definitely here. Pomeranz kind of rebounded okay. Finished with 12 DraftKings points today. He was sitting at damn near 0, though, until those last 2 innings, so way to at least pick up the start. You got to kill the chin strap. Damn. Y'all are hating on the beard, man. I can't do the mustache. I really can't. I'm not a mustache guy. It really bothers me when hair is on my lip, and I look terrible with those like thin mustaches. I mean, I'm not cute anyway, but I don't like the thin mustaches. So just shave the mustache. I'll ride the beard out. And then Brett Anderson making a start for Toronto against Boston. I could see some righties in play here. Not a good pitcher in my opinion. I mean, he had his moments. No, I know, Sterling. We all playing. Stacked Tampa today and lost because I pitched against Baltimore. That's like a win-lose situation. Ah, man. Chris Flexen, Sal Romano. What to do with Sal Romano tomorrow? The Mets have an entire AAA lineup. Yoenis Cespedes out. Michael Conforto out. Granderson gone. Who else is... David Wright hasn't been there all year. Who else is gone? Jay Bruce gone. So, literally... literally just... They have a AAA team. They really do. Do I think Romano's in play? Maybe for the matchup. I mean, there's a ton of K upside here. The Mets strike out willingly. Swing at pitches that don't make sense and take pitches that they should swing at. So I could see the matchup play here. His price... God damn it, I hate you guys so much. For those of you watching the show after the live recording, the live comments are going off tonight. It's basically Clown Kyle, so you guys are missing that. Sal Romano, he is priced $6,300 on FanDuel and $72 on DraftKings. I could see him on DraftKings as an SP2. Yo, what's up, Christian? God damn it, man. Everybody is roasting Kyle today. I could see Romano as a matchup play, not pitching Flexen, and in fact, there are some cheaper red bats, so I could get behind some reds today. Billy Hamilton, I believe, is sub 3K, so upside there. Definitely stolen base upside. Shout out to Gundacker. I was checking out his podcast before this, and if I'm not mistaken, he says Travis D'Arnaud, if he starts, is 10% below the average on throwing runners out. So Billy Hamilton gets on base. Look for at least 2 stolen bases tomorrow. Texas and Houston. Yo, Houston is ridiculously cheap. On FanDuel, I have Houston, 4-man Houston stack with Chris Sale. Now, Houston has not been good, but I don't know that it's a narrative, but we obviously know the situation going on in Houston. By the way, shout out to Cam, Gunn, and Rhino. I was talking to Rhino today, and I gotta love it, man. Good sense of humor. He was like, man, the floods, they're getting bad. He's like, but went down, bought some river tubes. So worst case scenario, I'll just tie us all together and we'll float away as a family. Gotta love that sense of humor in a bad time. So hope everyone else is safe and secure. But if you want to buy into that, I don't know that it's a narrative, but still worth mentioning. Houston obviously playing. I don't know if they'll be at home tomorrow. Might move the site. I don't have that for sure on that. But they get a lefty, and we know that they kill lefties historically on the season. They have a tremendous ISO at home versus lefties over the past month. Martin Perez, not a good pitcher. I see some upside here. George Springer's 3.8 on FanDuel. Jake Marisnick, 2K. Evan Gattis is 2.5. Jose Altuve, I believe, is under 5K again. So, again, there's guys to be played here in Houston, and I have them with Chris Sale. I see that as a high upside stack tomorrow. We know what Houston's capable of doing. Texas against Fires, I do like some lefty bats. Fires still has a home run problem. He's gotten better. He's been a roller coaster this year. Oh, okay, well, there you go. Houston downtown is underwater. There you go, man. So probably won't be playing at home. I know they were talking about an alternative site. I don't know if that's all worked out. Have to check that tomorrow. But one guy I'm keeping an eye on tomorrow is Brett Nicholas. If he plays for Texas, they've kind of been platooning Chirinos and Nicholas, and he has swung the bat really, really well since he's come up. So home run upside in this park, I could see it with Mike Fiers on the hill. St. Louis and Milwaukee. I am really liking a St. Louis stack as well tomorrow. Matt Garza is bum ass juice. They're playing in Tampa. Okay, there you go. What's up, Gun? Okay, so Houston's playing in Florida. There you go. Shout out to you guys knowledging me, educating me. But, yeah, I love St. Louis against Garza. He has regressed poorly. I remember there was a time people were considering playing him. That is since gone, and they're in Milwaukee. St. Louis away stats on the season are better. Hate Garza. Yeah, same. Garza's trash. Lefties, he has an xFIP on the year of over 6 against lefties. So Carpenter, Fowler, Steven Piscotty and Randall Grichuk are both really, really cheap tomorrow. And so if you, I know they're not lefties, but one of them's got to play, I'd imagine. So potential there. Tommy Pham, reverse splits guy. Definitely like a St. Louis stack here against Garza. Pittsburgh and Chicago. Or actually, I should touch on Luke Weaver. High K matchup here. High K matchup. Dude is pitching well of late. Really, really well. Fantastically well. 33% K rate his last 3 starts. We know Milwaukee likes to swing the bat, and not always at good pitches. The one concern I have here is his hard contact is not exactly low, and his fly ball rate is high. So pair that with Milwaukee and their home run upside. Also with this park, one of the better hitting parks in the league. It's a risky spot, but high risk, high reward in my opinion. His price on FanDuel and DraftKings is climbing. It's 8.4 on FanDuel. That's a little high for me. But 7.6 on DK, I can do it. Again, so same range as Salamano, 7.2, Mike Fiers, 7.3, Jake Junis, 74, Zach Godley, 77. So similar price ranges of some other guys. I see probably one of the highest upsides on that one. There you go. Shout out to you, Curtis. 3-game series will be held at Tampa. Tampa's a decent park to hit in. I can get behind that still, Houston. Be interested to see how that plays into the game, though. I wonder if that will affect either team. I might be overthinking it. I don't know. I might just stick with my gut and play Houston. I'm playing really light tomorrow. But, now you got me thinking. That could affect things. Pittsburgh and Chicago. Chad Kuhl, Jake Arrieta. Jake Arrieta is also pitching really well of late, and Chicago is this is a really tight NL Central now. Even the Brewers are not out of it; they're fallen. But Pittsburgh and St. Louis are trying to do their best to make up some ground. Pittsburgh's obviously got a chance playing Chicago. They have a ton of history versus Arrieta and some BVP as well. McCutchen, I believe, has faced him over 70 times. Kind of ridiculous how many times McCutchen has faced Arrieta. And then Chad Kuhl, definitely not as cool as the other side of the pillow. Shout out to, wow, why am I blanking on the name? Stuart Scott? There you go, yep. I would have been mad disrespectful if I forgot his name. But Stuart Scott, Kuhl is the other side of the pillow. SportsCenter throwback for those of us old enough to remember those. But definitely some Cubs lefties here. Rizzo, Schwarber, right, high home run, upside guys. Zobrist if he plays. John Jay, good leadoff guy if you want to stack here. Avila, he's been pissing me off every time I play him. The dude ends up with like 4 strikeouts, and especially hitting behind Rizzo, it's really, really maddening because Rizzo will like hit that home run, or it'll be a grand slam, of course, and I'll get Avila right behind him and then just strike out. How can I change my name to Theo Sophia? Damn, Gunn is dropping some gems on Theo tonight. Chicago and Minnesota. Irvin Santana at home. No bueno. I believe Sterling was the one that pointed this out. Irvin Santana home. No thank you. He's got an xFIP of almost 5 at home this year. We mentioned that he has, I believe, 5 complete game shutouts, and they're all on the road. So I might be crazy here, but there are some cheap White Sox. Definitely looking at Jose Abreu. Matt Davidson is really, really cheap. We know his home run upside. Luis Garcia leading off. Damn it, it wasn't Sterling. Trying to remember who it was. Oh, it was Marcus. Marcus. There you go. So yeah, and then you got James Shields in Minnesota. Minnesota's absolutely murdering right-handed pitching especially at home, over the last month. 270 ISO. I'm looking at some Max Kepler, some Jorge Polanco, who stays hot. Byron Buxton, I am so happy to see this guy doing his thing. I mentioned it on last night's show. I have been a fan of his since high school. Coming up into the majors, #1 prospect all throughout pretty much his high school career. Dude was, I believe, the #1 pick, 5-tool player. Seems to be finally putting it together, at least putting a nice stretch together. Hopefully he doesn't fade, but he is really, really hot right now. So looking at some Twins against Shields for sure. Hopefully they don't get Jordan Zimmerman. Shout out to Colorado for doing jack shit today. And Cargo for getting scratched. Asshole. Tampa and Kansas City. Jake Junis pitched well his last start, actually. Got pulled against Colorado in the 6th inning, I believe. Almost had a quality start. But he's got some K upside. Obviously, we've mentioned his home run problem, which has never been a problem for him, at least in the minors. Tampa Bay in Kansas City. This is a pitcher-friendly park in Kauffman, regardless of what some others try and tell you. This is not a this is not a hitter's park. Kauffman has always been a pitcher's park, and so I like this matchup for Junis. Fly ball over the last couple starts has dropped. That is a significant good sign. His hard contact down. Basically trending in the right direction. And he gets a Tampa team that strikes out a ton. Let me get the last 7 days number for you. It is 24%. So they're still striking out. Junis has a moderate K upside. He's fairly priced tomorrow. I look at him as an SP2 option on DraftKings. I made a pick'em line, and he is the tier 2 pitcher I would run with as of right now, just for the upside. Tampa's hot, though, so buyer beware. They strike out, but they've seemed to found some power late. But I still like the K upside here for Junis. If he can limit the home runs, which he's done throughout his minors, through his minor career, I could see the upside here. Detroit and Colorado, round 2. Senzatella, not good. Jordan Zimmerman, not good, but didn't get blown up. Fulmer and Marquez. Marquez has really regressed of late. We were looking at pitching him a couple starts ago, and not so much. Have a good night, Rhea. But Fulmer, Marquez, I think I'm going to fade this entire game. I might regret it, but Fulmer's not bad enough for me to stack against. And Marquez, Detroit against righties, not my favorite spot. So I find myself fading this entire game right now. People might go back to it. I don't know how highly owned on a 15-game slate. I'd imagine more people throw in Detroit bats than Colorado bats. But I don't know. They're just versus right-handed pitching, not my favorite spot. So gonna fade that. Los Angeles and Arizona, Rich Hill obviously had a wonderful performance and gave up one hit last game, and it was the walk-off home run in the 10th inning to Josh Harrison. So pretty shitty way to lose a no-hitter and a shutout, and lost a perfect game on an error. So I don't know how that affects him, if at all. I'd imagine he's a pro. I mean, the dude's almost 40. Shouldn't affect him. And he gets Arizona, who is still striking out a ton. Chris Stratton just got 10 strikeouts versus them. But the power is there. They are at home. Their highest home run upside, at least, or their highest ISO is at home versus lefties in the last month. I think this is going to be a game or a spot I fade again. I don't know whether I want to attack Rich Hill or play him. And when I'm there, I don't know that I'm going to go either. I think there's other spots I'm looking at. And then Zach Godley remains really solid all year. He's got fantastic advanced stats to back that up. And his price is low. Over the last month, he's got a 27% K rate with a 13.4% swinging strike rate. That is third highest on the slate, second only to Rich Hill and Dylan Bundy. Dylan Bundy and Rich Hill, even higher than Chris Sales. And his BABIP is actually high. You're looking at 333, so a little higher than average, and his xFIP is 3.61 over the last month. So he stays pitching really well. He gets a Dodgers team that, without Bellinger, has not been fantastic. Got shut out twice by the Brewers in Los Angeles, so I could see a potential spot for him there. Closing it off, we have Oakland and LA, and San Francisco and San Diego. Jeff Samardzija shut out tonight. 102 pitches only needed. So had a wonderful game. Can't say I was on him. Got blown up by the Padres already twice this year. But sure enough, that's DFS, and it is Monday. Would I play Lamb and Pollock? I would not play Lamb, not versus a lefty. I would play Goldie, JD, and Pollock if I'm going to stack against Rich Hill. Now, they will be low-owned, and they are expensive. So it's going to be tougher to do, but I can do it. Chris Smith and Troy Scribner. You know what? Hold on 1 second here. Yes, okay. I thought I had Scribner wrong and that he was a lefty. He is a righty. Heaney had a nice game today. That was a pretty... Yo, what's up, Rudy? Hope all is well. Hope you got those tubes inflated, my friend. I was telling everybody earlier about you got that good humor in a bad situation. So, prayers up for the family. Stay safe out there. But Chris Smith definitely... I think he can be attacked. High fly ball pitcher, high hard contact. Nothing really good about him. No strikeouts. And then Scribner, he's had a home run problem himself. So I could see this potentially being a spot to find some bats, even in LA. You got two pitchers that are gladly giving up home runs, gladly giving up the fly ball. So I can get there. And then San Francisco, San Diego, Matt Moore, and Luis Perdomo. Matt Moore's price has significantly jumped because of his recent success, and he has pitched really, really well. He is now up to 8.5 on FanDuel and 8.1 on DraftKings. And his numbers are backing it up. He's got a 23.5% K rate over the last month, a 10% swinging strike rate, and an xFIP of 4.39, which is a little higher. Over his last 14 days, similar stats, 20% K rate, 10% swinging strike rate. So, again, he's been pitching to the strikeout of late. And San Diego at home versus lefties over the last month does not have a home run. Their ISO is .014 at home versus lefties. Now, again, small sample size, probably about 100 plate appearances, but worth mentioning. They've been that bad of late. Matt Moore, low-owned, late night play. Definitely could see it coming, or see the upside here. So definitely on the late slate, I'd plug him in. And on the main one, if you're willing to pay up for it, I don't know that I get there. I think he's a little higher priced than he is deserving of. I don't know that I would envision Matt Moore as an 8K pitcher on either site coming into the year, but he's definitely pitched well enough to deserve it. But does it continue? And that's the thing. So that is where we are at here. Again, huge shout out to all the guys in River. You guys are what make this group. No doubt about that. I'm just here as the face with Mike, Jeremy, Theo, and all the other guys, right, that do the shows, things like that. JC, Sydney, all those guys that help out. You guys make the group. Don't forget that. So mad props and appreciation. We have not missed a beat since not only the house and the job, all that stuff. Everything is running as scheduled. Nobody's dropping out, which I love. I was a little worried. I was like, maybe some guys are going to drop, but nobody has. And in fact, we've gotten more people. So shout out to you guys, not only holding down all the content and information with the sheets, but also welcoming on the new guys and the advice, doing the write-ups. We got guys stepping forward. Jim, he's going to do NFL write-ups. I love the fact that you guys want to participate and help out, and you see it. It's awesome, man. So how do I get in River? River is for the subscribers, the paid subscribers, not YouTube. But you do get that free 7-day trial if you want to try it out. And I'm telling you, man, these guys, and if you want to be involved, just do it, man. If you want to start posting, just hit me up. Be like, yo, Kyle, I want to start, doing some posts, some baseball, football, CFL, soccer, whatever it is. Whatever your specialty is. Everyone has something that they excel at, and the specialties are what make the group. We have a guy that is huge on esports that is Mike's buddy. So potentially, might have that addition as well. Shit, man. Sorry to hear that, Gun. Hope all is good, man. On a serious note there, but yeah, and I think all the other guys will tell you that. Rudy, Gun, with their groups, it's not us that make the group. It's you guys. So you guys bring the content every day. You guys are much more active in the group than me or Mike, and it's not by choice. Sometimes don't have the ability, but there are guys in there that are holding it down, and appreciate each and every one of you. Look forward to football coming up. Obviously, you got those sheets up, so look forward to continue being of service. And as always, feel free to DM me, even if you're not a subscriber. Hit me up on Twitter. You see it on there. Or Facebook. Join the Facebook group. Like I said, that is popping now. We have season-long guys in there that have really gave life to that group. So shout out to all them. Call them the Negans. And then, of course, obviously, Rhea, you saw, or Rhea, saw her earlier. We got Tiff and Bree. So we got all demographics in that Facebook group, season-long DFS. It is all in there. So join if you want the free version. Of course, obviously that subscription gets you into River, which is the paid group. But Facebook is a great way to start and see what the group is all about. So appreciate you guys. As always, stay safe down there in Texas. Rudy, Gunn, and everyone else. So appreciate you guys all. Have a wonderful night and best of luck.